What's going on, you guys? Search Joe coming back at you again today. Hope you're having a great day. It is Friday, just wrapping up the week right now. Hope you guys had a spectacular week, hit your goals, felt great, kept up with those daily success habits that are ultimately going to lead you to get what you want. So again, getting on here, making another video for you. And in this one, we're going to switch gears just a little bit. We've been focusing most of this week on your thoughts and why it's important that you're thinking in the proper way, and also how to change the world was another topic too. So if you missed either one of those topics, make sure you go back from the videos previous to this, and you'll be able to get caught up on number one, why your thoughts are important, and then number two, how exactly to change the world. But today, again, we're switching gears a little bit, and we're going to be talking about the words that you use. Okay, so when it comes to manifesting your desires and creating what it is that you want, you have to understand that vocabulary is a huge part of it. What you say is what you get. And there's a great book by Peter Francis the name of the book is Hung by the Tongue. And it is more of a spiritual book, but the preface of it and I think preface is the right word, I think. What that means essentially, and what he's talking about, is how important the words that you say are, because whatever you're saying is what you're getting or what you're going to get. And so one of the biggest things you have to understand when it comes to manifesting and creating what you want is you have to be focused and paying attention to the words that are coming out of your mouth. If you're saying, I hope that I get this one day, or I wish that I get this one day, or I know it's going to come, but it's not here yet. When you say things like that, that thing that you want is never going to come. And the reason why is because your energy is going to attract that. And I know I keep listening back to that, but the second you say, I hope, or I wish, or it's going to come someday, your vibration separates you from that thing that you want. And so because of that, that thing keeps pushing itself away from you, ultimately making it harder to manifest or create. Doesn't mean it won't come along, just means you have to be conscious about, number one, what your thoughts are, number two, what your vibration is, but number three, what you're saying as well. So the proper way to go about manifesting and creating your dreams when it comes to the words that you use, instead of saying I want or I wish, use the words I have or I am. So for instance, let's say you're going after $10,000 a month. I wish for $10,000 a month, or I hope for $10,000 a month. Instead of that, and I can already feel it in my vibration, but try it at home too. So instead of saying I want or I wish, say I have, I am $10,000. I do earn $10,000 a month. I am that already. And just me saying it right now gets me super excited. And what that's doing is that's pushing up my vibration level, but it's also influencing my subconscious mind too, and ultimately reprogramming those neural pathways that are in my mind. And when you reprogram those neural pathways in your mind, it's like, the way to think about neural pathways in your mind is it's like a road. If the road continues to get used, it's going to look good. The weeds aren't going to grow on it. It's going to look like a road that's actually in use. Same thing with neural pathways. If you use neural pathways all the time, they're going to fire, and they're going to fire at faster rates. But if they're not being used, much like the road where weeds are growing and you have to go a little bit slower because, you got to be careful, and potholes and all that other stuff. Instead, what's happening with your neural pathways is when you're firing that brain cell, it's the vibration of energy in those thought patterns aren't firing as fast. They're actually firing a little bit slower. So that's the reason why, number one, your thoughts, number two, your words, but also your vibration towards the things that you want is so important, because you want to reprogram those neural pathways. You want to make sure that they're firing and they're getting used all the time, because the more they get used, Hebb's law says brain cells that fire together wire together. So what that means is if you're firing brain cells that are like patterns all the time of things that you want, as more brain cells are being created, they're firing for those new neural pathways instead of those old ones that you've created. And so that's why it's important that it's not just words that we're talking about. I know this video is about that, but also it's about your thoughts, your actions, and your vibrations as well. there's a biochemistry that goes into the things that we're doing here ultimately. And these are the things that are going to help you get what you want out of life and ultimately create your desire. So I hope this video helped you. It's important that you are speaking things into your reality. So I am or I have, extremely important as you create, manifest more of what you want. But again, I want to thank you guys so much for the support. It's been nothing but amazing. I love you guys so much, and I hope you have a great Friday.